breathwork is way more potent than meditation. 5 minutes of breathwork releases the same amount of chemicals as 30 minutes of meditation. I am so excited that you're interested in trying breathwork. Breathwork is not for everybody though. In this short video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about breathwork myself and who it's really not the right choice for. If this is the first time that you've ever come across me and my content or come to one of my courses, hi, my name is Rebe and I am a certified breathwork facilitator. I am trauma informed to make sure that you have the safest, most comfortable experience you possibly could. I'm also a Reiki master and a meditation teacher and a coach. I love breathwork. It is a deeply embodied somatic practice that allows us to really tap into the wisdom in our body and shut this off because our brain likes to mislead us. More of our wisdom is located in our bodies than our Western culture gives credit to. Most Eastern cultures acknowledge that wisdom is found in the body primarily, not in our minds, not in our heads. So let's dive into breathwork, what it looks like, what you can expect from one of my breathwork classes, and again, who it's not ideal for. So what is breathwork? At its simplest, breathwork is picking a specific breathing pattern and sustaining that with intent and intensity for a specific period of time. Through this process, we actually change the blood chemistry and the chemistry of our bodies through over-oxygenation, through over-breathing. During a breathwork session, I always start with guidance, with teaching, so that you fully understand everything that is about to happen in a session and can consent to that going into it. We're going to go over what to expect, what the breathwork pattern is that we're going to use that day, a demonstration of what that pattern is. And then we go into actually settling in and getting ready to breathe. I lead the individual or group through a guided meditation to land and really get present and focused on the work that we're about to do. Then we move into active breathing, which depending on the length of the session that you've signed up for varies in the amount of time that you're going to be breathing, sustaining this intentional breathing pattern. Then you have a nice, long, juicy landing time of just peaceful internal reflection. Then I lead you through a reintegration meditation, so to speak, as you come out. It's like the juiciest shavasana you've ever had. And then there's always time afterwards to discuss the experience or ask questions if anything might have come up. In my in-person sessions, I do offer supportive touch, but there's always an opportunity to decline that before we get started in such a way that you don't have to tell anybody else besides me that you are not interested in receiving any sort of touch. During the session, you may experience physical sensations within your body. You might experience tingling in your fingers or in your toes. You may experience tingling around your mouth. In some instances, depending on the breathing pattern that we've chosen to work with that day, you may even experience something called tetany, which turns your hands into these little claw-like things. With any of these sensations, it's really important to remember that they are temporary. And as you stop the active breathing pattern and return to your normal breathing, all of these sensations will subside and you will go back to homeostasis and feeling normal in your body. That being said, if anything that you experience during a session is too intense, the choice is always yours to drop out of the active breathing pattern, check in with yourself, give yourself a moment or two to breathe normally, and then jump back into the active breathing if you feel called to do so. A couple of things are totally normal and welcome parts of breath work, and that is movement and sound. Many people feel a big release with breath work. So I encourage people to make sounds. And I'm not talking about Disney princess little sighs. I'm talking about really allowing your exhale to be as guttural as it needs to be. So it's not going to sound like this. No. Your exhales may sound like, and that is welcome and okay inside a breathwork session. Movement can be really supportive as well. You may feel the need to shake your hands. You may feel the need to pull your knees up and rock them side to side. You may need to sit up while you're breathing if you started lying down and really move your arms through the breathing pattern and allow the energy to move and be expressed through your body. Obviously, in a group session, we have to be respectful of other people's spaces and their boundaries. But as much as possible, I encourage you to allow your body to move whenever it feels called to do so, because this allows you to have a truly embodied experience and clear that energy wherever it is stuck in your body. As I've mentioned a couple of times, breathwork is not for everybody. I need you to pass on breathwork or have a conversation with your physician and get a written permission slip from them if you have any of the following conditions. If you have angina, cardiovascular disease, a history of heart attack, high blood pressure, glaucoma, retinal detachment, osteoporosis, seizure disorders, recent injury or surgery, a history of severe panic attacks, a history of psychosis, any severe untreated mental illness, a family history of aneurysms, frequent dizziness or vertigo, or if you are currently pregnant, you should exercise some significant caution before participating in active breath work. Just coming to a session and participating in the guided meditations and focusing on your natural breathing pattern can be very beneficial. However, I would ask you to seriously consider having a discussion with your physician before attending and attempting any sort of active breathing. The only one on that list that is a hard pass for me is anyone who is currently pregnant. We're dealing with two energy systems here, yours and your baby's, and any sort of release and energy work for you is going to impact your child. And that is simply something I'm not willing to risk. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My website and email is in the link here below. So I'm happy to have discussions with you. I can also provide some language that you can send to your doctor to get their input. Because you're going to say breath work and he's going to say, what is that? So please reach out if you find yourself in any of those situations where breath work might be contraindicated for you, and we can have a discussion. I can send you some language that you can provide to your physician in order to get the permission slip back that I would need in order to, in good conscience, for your own safety, allow you into one of my breathwork sessions.